Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Fist, where we review and discuss your and our favorite action comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world-famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Also with us in parts unknown is world famous Fleshman producer Todd Loy. How you doing, Todd?
And then you use my government name, you Boston. Damn it.
I used Larson for him.
All right, whatever.
I improvised because I was trying to squeeze parts unknown in there, and I didn't finalize what I was going to say.
I just realized, so between our last recording and such and now, we talked about me moving, but also shortly before the move, I grabbed this sweet it's not showing up guitar. I am totally going to learn the Flesh Wound Fist intro.
Yes.
And it's happening. I'm now inspired. Thank you, Todd.
That is excellent. All right,
Put
ladies.
it back in the seat behind you. There you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week we do have the pleasure of reviewing and discussing the classic film Commando, released on October 4th, 1985. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Oh, yeah.
They hunted him down.
You know, Colonel, we went to a lot of trouble to find you.
They murdered his friends. And they took the only thing he would kill for.
If you want your kid back, then you gotta cooperate. Right?
Wrong.
Now, somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna pay.
Do you think that he is going to give us any problems?
He'll do exactly as he's told.
Hasta luego, fellas.
You're a funny guy, Sully. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on or what?
No. Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. What are you doing?
Helping you get her back.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's what made you think you did.
I lied.
If it's a mission no man can survive, he's the man for the job. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando.
Let's party.
And again, that was the trailer for Commando, released on October 4th, 1985, rated R with a runtime of 90 minutes. Written with the story from Joseph Loeb III and screenplay by Steven D'Souza. Also story coming from Matthew Wiseman. Interesting background on these trio of individuals. Steven D'Souza wrote the screenplay for Die Hard, which was the spiritual sequel to this movie.
Same universe,
yes. Jeff Loeb now goes by Jeff Loeb, but Joseph Loeb III, as credited in the film, was actually has written several comic stories specifically for Batman. Specifically, The Long Halloween was written by this individual. Fantastic comic. And then an interesting thing, Matthew Wiseman. The biggest credit to his name is coming up with the story for Teen Wolf.
Huh.
And then getting all the Teen Wolf credit from MTV with their re-release and the musical. So I thought that was an interesting combination. Directed by Mark L. Lester, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ray Don Chon, Dan Hedaya, and of course the young Alyssa Milano. One thing that caught me, initial thoughts on this was something that I hadn't watched until Todd almost practically made me watch it. The pestering, keep asking, have you watched it?
Yeah, sounds right.
And I understood why he kept saying it because I don't know. I mean, first seeing this, you kind of thought, I mean, I thought it was similar to going to be what Predator was going to be. In fact, the premise of the film that opens up is that he's going to go to a country to kill another country's president. And for the longest time, I thought that's what the actual movie was. And you saw him try to
Did
go.
you?
I did not know. I mean, like, I see now in the trailer that he escaped from the plane, but I never saw a trailer of it before. So I just always seen posters of it, right? I'd seen the VHS cover of it. I just thought it was an action movie that takes place in the jungle. Those are my initial thoughts on it. Obviously, I was.
This also does have Predator connections too, because Valverde, although not said, is where Predator is supposed to have taken place.
Really?
Yes. There's actually quite a few more besides that. The 2007 TV show Sheena was also set in Valverde. Also, which is kind of funny because it's full circle of all the ripoffs. If you know the Contra history, Contra Operation, it starts with a G, Gugalga or something, is also takes place in Valverde. So, which if you know the Contra video game for NES, the cover stole the picture from Predator for one of the guys, and the other one is Rambo still. So, kind of another one.
There should be a documentary about the fictional location of Valverde.
And that's just a few. I know there's a few others that are in universe.
Another fun thing about this movie, I didn't catch it the first time around, but I caught it the second. Character who plays, or the character of Bennett, played by actor Vernon Wells. He's the one with the mustache there. When I first saw him pop up on screen, something like made me think, I know this guy. Where do I know him from? Funny thing, guy plays Mr. Igo in Inner Space. And I had never made that connection because in Inner Space, he doesn't say a word and he has no mustache. So, and he's stoic in that movie, where in this movie, he's completely the opposite. Yes,
I always go Mad Max and Weird Science.
Right. He also had those two credits to his name. I just practically went over my initial thoughts on this, thinking it was your more stereotypical action movie of him going to a different country and then lots of violence, but instead
it still kind of is. But
they're more like they kidnapped his daughter, and there's a different,
you stop at the Glendale Galleria and
right. And then although I do want to say something pretty funny about the in the trailer, you hear Ray Don Chan's character saying, "Are you going to tell me what's going on?" And rewind 10 minutes prior to that, he told you he needs your help, kind of told you what's going on, and you're the one who decided to get the cops involved when everything would have been avoided and everything would have been fine. Nobody would have been stressed out. Just thought that was
20-minute movie. That's all it could have been.
All could have been just a 20-minute movie.
I mean, technically, all the people killed in the mall are her fault.
Absolutely. 100%.
We don't talk about that. Punishment, you get to star in Soul Man next.
So who's next for initial thoughts?
Well, I do have a question. So when was the first time you saw it, this movie?
Oh, first time I saw it was a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Got it. So it was at least semi recently. It wasn't like during it. Because that was my thing with this. I'd never seen it. Always seen, stuff about it and whatnot. But I think I always get nervous when it comes to 80s, or older action flicks in general, just because they can definitely date themselves. And a lot of the stories have been done before. And the whole, having the daughter taken, it's definitely been done many, many times. And that's been the story. So I definitely got a vibe throughout the film of it's a lot of meat and no potatoes, and so, but it was, I mean, that's what you're going for the action of it. This definitely had it in there. So it was a fun first time watching it. That's for sure. But I do have to say it was a little difficult just because of what we've had more recently, how much more substance we can get with just as much action. But Arnold's always Arnold, which is always a blast.
I see nothing deeper into Jathan Statham.
No, yeah, just your explosions are better, so
I would disagree with that. I think the explosions are better when they were real and shot in camera.
That's fair.
Yes, I'm going to defend Commando very hard.
I
wish I would have grabbed it, but I actually have a 12-inch Commando figure back when these came out. He's got the vest on and some cloth pants, but I didn't remember to grab them in time. But yes, Commando is a favorite. Yes,
I don't want to hear about your 12-inch Commando.
But to a 8-year-old Todd seeing this when this first came out, it was pretty goddamn awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess those are my initial thoughts. I mean, I love this movie. This is also the first movie that I discovered continuity errors, because there's quite a few in this. The biggest one is with the yellow Porsche. Right after it gets that scraped up on the whole side, they like back up and like show both sides, and it's perfect. And it's just The first time going, hey, that car was messed up. Then the next scene it was back screwed up. So I discovered continuity thanks to Commando.
Okay. I also enjoyed a lot of the cheesy lines in there. We saw from the trailer. I mean, like the cheesiest of cheesy. First you see him, I like you, I'm gonna kill you last, and then he's holding by his legs. Remember, I said I was gonna kill you last. I lied. I laughed out loud the first time I heard that line, exactly how I laughed in the trailer. But I also enjoyed the follow-up when he was asked, "What'd you do with him?" And he says, "I let him go." Pretty great there. I also enjoyed him seeing lift the phone booth with somebody inside it.
Yes.
Just to see that kind of brute force was fun to see.
Although no wiring underneath it when ripped out.
It's
yeah.
He ripped it out.
Yeah.
Clean off.
So quick it was that clean. That's perfect.
So, who's next with favorite moment?
I have to say that the trailer had most of my favorite moments in it. The moment where what's the actress's name that's with him most of the time?
Rae Dawn Chong.
Yes. When she takes the rocket launcher and shoots it the wrong way, which first off, the trigger is probably, unless it's a button, like if there's a trigger, the trigger feels like you're not going to fire it the wrong way, but that's okay. The comedy, the Looney Tunes-esque moment of it going the wrong direction, I did still enjoy a whole lot.
Todd?
Rae Dawn Chong in general is just hysterical. 80s stereotype woman just screaming and nonsense the whole time she's with them, just hysterical, which I find is hysterical just in general. But my favorite moment is in the Bill Duke, Arnold Schwarzenegger hotel room fight.
Oh, I think I know where this is. Can I write this down real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to write this down. I have a feeling what you're going to say.
We'll see. Maybe maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. But that scene in general just perfectly tells you what this movie's going to be. Like I already said, you have Rae Dawn Chong screaming. You got some nudity going on in the background.
And then also with her lines of, "Oh my gosh, there's so much toxic masculinity. You guys eat too much red meat." Like, okay, so go ahead.
Well, I'm glad that wasn't my line.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Are
you
you good?
That wasn't going to be it.
The fact that couple stays there, by the way.
Oh, the one next door. They're just under the covers.
Yeah.
Well, the woman needed to be there so we could have some breasts to glance to.
Yeah, I mean, it was 1985, so that was a requirement in the testosterone fueled action movie.
If there was an R-rated movie in that time era, it was almost like a guarantee. So it's okay. Did you have a line from that scene?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I have it written down here.
Okay, you want to read it, or you want me to?
No, go for it.
I want you to read it.
Okay, I wrote down, "I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and I'm hungry."
I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and right now I'm very hungry.
Okay, right.
You got it.
Yep.
It's just like so bad. It's so over the top. I just loved it. It's just, this is, yes. We'll talk in the ratings.
Well, yeah, it's over the top, but it's so over the top that you just are along for the ride. And I, again, like a roller coaster ride, enjoyed it all the way through.
Can
Sorry.
I tell you something before we get to the ratings? Because I
Yeah.
don't know if it'll affect it. And I don't know if I've told you this, Ozzy. So our you brought up Vernon Wells, our lead, one of our main bad guys, probably, the what, not the leader, whatever,
I got you. Right. Yes.
but his awesome chain mesh shirt, that
Yeah.
he wears.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's actually a yarn shirt. It's not, it looks like chain, but it's a yarn, it's literally yarn.
That's
He's
funny.
wearing a yarn shirt. So I don't know.
So he's got a sweater vest.
Basically. So when you know that he's a little less intimidating, you thought he like had the cool Jesse the Body or Big Papa Pump chainmail, but no, it's just some yarn.
I don't take off points for costume design.
Just in case.
Total fun factor here, rating of 5 out of 5. Just cheesy one-liners, blowing stuff up with that heavy synth music, and the random that saxophone, like couple of notes that comes in every now and then. Like it's good 80s fun.
That's gonna
5
do
out of 5 for sure.
That's gonna do well for your man card, because I don't know if I told you, after the last Fist episode, a lot of them were saying you had to turn it in for your dislike of Malibu Express. So I'm sure giving Commando a 5 out of 5 will help that for
you. Commando deserved it.
Yeah, but if it had all those women in there, and that's a whole nother movie. But
it is a whole nother movie.
Greg, what's your rating?
As much as I say, it's a bit dated, which of course that's what it is. It was still a lot of fun. So you love some explosions, some cheesy lines. It was definitely a good time. I can't quite give it the 5, but I'm going to go with the 4. I did have a great time through it, but I think, like I said, just the era of watching it now I think if I watched it a few years back, maybe it would have helped.
I think if you watch it again, your rating's going to go up.
Yeah,
it gets better every time.
It gets better every time.
All right, I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay.
We'll do an update on a future Fist. After we'll give you the unsolved mysteries. Yeah, refist. There we go.
Yeah,
we already got the segment now. I'm obviously a 5 out of 5. This is one of my favorite 80s action movies, one of my favorite action movies, period. It's just a good time, and not just because I got my 12 inches from it.
As of right now, that is February 9th. You are able to stream this on Prime, Amazon Prime, and of course, you may rent or purchase from wherever you decide to rent or purchase your digital content. I will say right now that as of February 9th, I don't know if this will still be at the special price. The Commando Director's Cut was on sale on the Amazon Prime down from $14.99 down to $4.99. So
I bought it.
there you go. So if you're a huge fan of Commando,
which I should say, if you do want to see the director's cut, that is the only way in the US to see it, because there was a steelbook from Best Buy, super limited, never went back in print, and there was a import Blu-ray also overseas, but as long as owning a physical, you can only get the director's cut in the US on DVD, or you can pick it up digitally in HD. So,
alrighty, so there you go for that. Now, of course, if you are in the Orange County area this week, I'll be hosting trivia this Tuesday at the Rush Bar and Grill in Lake Forest, beginning at 7 o'clock, and this Wednesday at the Brewery in Placentia, also beginning at 7 o'clock, with both nights free to play and prizes for the top winning teams. Do either of you have anything else before we exit for the evening?
Check out Flesh Wound Horror this Wednesday.
And check out Farce next week. We'll be back with a new episode. Greg, do you have anything?
No, unless Todd could get me the sheet music for this intro.
All right. Well, I'm sure Todd will work on that. And for the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, for world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.